Hi, it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm just stopping in today to share the July Sew Sampler box. I know it's August, but these boxes have been shipping a little bit late because of all the shipping going on. The good thing is that right now you are able to sign up if you're not a subscriber right now. Sometimes those close as the spots fill up, but they are open right now. So I'm just going to go over the contents of today's box, give you some of my ideas about what I might make with some of the fun fabric included, and also share the Bright Side block that I designed that is in this month's box. Okay, so let's open this month's box, and it is called Wild and Free. This didn't really give me a hint. I have already opened it up, but this didn't really, let me know exactly what was in it. But when I opened it, I was really excited. This is a great box. So first of all is the Bright Side block pattern, which is part of the series that I designed for these blocks, and I'll talk more about the block later. There's a Petunias, a fun flower quilt pattern. Steady Betty Bits. And what these are, I was looking at these earlier, are little dots that you can stick onto your ruler so that it won't slide, but they're foam, and so they compress completely down and won't affect your cutting. So I am anxious to put some of these on some of my rulers that don't have any non-slip material on the back, so that'll be fun to try. This is just the listing of products. It's always great to get a new rotary blade. I do love these endurance blades. I really do feel like they last longer than the standard blades. And so occasionally these show up in the Sew Sampler boxes, and it's always seems like it's great timing for me to change my blade. Now these are called string blades, and I had seen these before and had thought about getting them, but just had never gotten around to it. So I'm super excited. They're little cutters, and they have a tape on the back so that you can attach it somewhere. On the package it says, remove the paper backing, press onto a smooth flat surface, wait several hours for the adhesive to set. And it said, we like having one on the front of our sewing machine to cut our chain piecing, and one by our bobbin winder. You could have one by your cutting table. I'm gonna find 3 little places to stick these. And so what it is there's actually just a razor blade inside there that you can, if you're chain piecing or you need to cut a thread, you can just use this. So I'm super excited to try these string blades. The fabric in this month's box is the Christmas Morning fabric by Vanessa Gertzen of Lella Boutique. And I have to tell you, I love this collection. Without giving anything away, I've already made several projects with this fabric for something that you'll be seeing next spring, actually. So I have sewn and sewn with this, and I'm not done sewing with it. So I was super excited to get these fat 8ths. So many great prints in this collection. And you can use the Petunia quilt pattern for this, but I'm going to do something more Christmassy. And anyway, it's just a really great mix of reds, of grays. The green is like a traditional Christmas, more of a muted, but more traditional. Just really gorgeous prints. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 fat 8ths. So that's a lot of fabric. Actually, you can make a really nice size quilt with 12 fat 8ths, which I plan to do. So really great products in this month's block. And now, like I mentioned, I want to go back to the Bright Side block. So this is this month's block. It's actually super simple. You're going to be making 4 patches, 4 half square triangles, and the center is just a square. So Really easy. The directions give you oversized measurements for the half square triangles so you can trim them down. They have you cutting squares, you know, the 8 light background squares and the 8 print squares. I actually did strip piecing for mine. I cut 2 strips the same width as my squares and long enough so that I could just sew them together and then cut my segments. That seemed to make it go a little bit quicker. The other thing I did a little bit differently was they had, I love this large navy floral, and in the pattern they have you using it for these little 4 patches too, but I wanted to kind of have a little bit more contrast in my block, and so I when I started making it, I decided to go with a little bit of contrast there. And I also changed out the original center fabric and added in the citrine. So just something that I did differently there, just really quickly. This is block 4 in this quilt along. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we will, you know, as I said, every month there's a new block for 8 more months. I think that's it for everything. I will link everything separately in case you don't have a subscription or don't want to get a subscription and you just want to, you know, buy one of the products. You can do that, and I'll also link where you can sign up for the subscription since they're open. Okay, so that's it for the contents of the July Sew Sampler box. It's always fun to get Christmas fabric in July or August, as is the case this month. But as I mentioned earlier, I have a really fun idea for this fabric that will show up soon on my probably September projects lists. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thanks so much for stopping by.